So England require 336 to win. That's the first runs of the day for Gothic. Batsmen are looking for 3. Macmillan reaches it before it crosses the boundary. There's a mix-up with the batsman. The batsman will have to run these. He's worked that into the gap. Collected by Martin. No wicket for 8. Cairns to bowl to Knight. That's the first runs of the day for Knight. Batsmen are coming back for a third. Hit straight to a fielder. Well taken by Vincent. Gothic facing. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Gothic moves into double figures with those runs. He's going to have to move here. He's worked that into the gap. The batsmen are coming back for a second. It's straight at Fleming. Knight facing. Over pitched and smashed the four. It's the first boundary for Knight. Cairns to begin a new over. The score is now no wicket for 19. The batsman will have to run these. Martin just picks that up inside the rope. Cairns to bowl to Knight. No wicket for 22. Knight waiting at the striker's end. He's worked that into the gap. Hit straight at Martin. That could be a very painful blow. The fielder will cut that off. Batsmen are looking for three. Martin reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Players are heading for the pavilion and lunch with England on no wicket for 27. That could be a very painful blow. Trescothick facing. Ouch, that must have hurt. And 6. Really struck that well.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
No wicket for 33. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Knight moves into double figures with those runs. The batsmen are looking for 2. Hit straight to a fielder. England move on to 35. He's worked that into the gap. The batsmen are coming back for a second.
Yes.
Fielded by Fleming. Trescothick is now on strike. He played all around it. It's always a great sight for the bowler to see the batsman stump out of the ground.
Great bowling there, perhaps a bit of extra pace, and it went straight through him.
Trescothick is making his way back to the pavilion. We're about to see the first bowling change. Confident appeal. The umpire turned that one down, but it did look very close. Really, that was nothing more than a hopeful shout by the fielding team. Played into the gap. It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Hussain waiting at the striker's end. Nash to begin a new over. Nash continues. That's the first runs of the day for Hussain. That's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. The batsman will have to run these. There's a mix-up with the batsman. Martin to begin a new over. Stopped by Nevin. Martin at the start of his run-up. played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Well, that has to be close.
You just can't afford to lose wickets like that.
So then, that's the end of night. The new batsman won't have to face just yet. England move on to 45. Martin continues. The batsman will have to run these. The batsmen are coming back for a second. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. Nash to begin a new over. Comfortably taken, no worries.
That was a lazy shot. He didn't get over it at all.
That was a big deflection, no doubt about it. So then, that's the end of Hussain. Expertly held. Stewart is out first ball. Stewart makes his way back to the dressing room. Nash at the start of his run-up. Vaughan is now facing. Macmillan is not going to reach that. That's the first boundary for Vaughan. Batsmen are coming back for two. He's struggling to get back here. Martin to Vaughan. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. Vaughan moves into double figures with those runs. Martin to Vaughan. That's a great shot. Super shot by Vaughan.
He gave the batsman too much room there. 4 runs.
Nash to begin a new over. That's the first runs of the day for Flintoff. He's struggling to get back here. 4. Now for 64. Well, the fielder's not going to cut that off. That's the first boundary for Flintoff. Martin to begin a new over. Martin at the start of his run-up. It's straight at Vettori. England have taken their total on to 4 for 70. Martin at the start of his run-up. Nash to Flintoff. He didn't quite get hold of that one properly. It's high in the air. Vaughan has now moved into the 20s. There are only 6 wickets left now. Nash is back in the attack. Martin to Flintoff. Martin to Flintoff. That's a fantastic strike. They were diving for cover with that one.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. That's brilliant.
He played all around it. He really shattered the stumps with that one. Flintoff makes his way back to the dressing room.
He didn't even get near that delivery. It totally beat him.
In the air and gone.
The fielder did well there. He made it look easy, but it was a difficult catch to take.
He's gone for a duck. White makes his way back to the dressing room. Giles to face the hat-trick ball. Oh, that could be a very painful blow. Nash to begin a new over. They have 4 wickets in hand. That bouncer had him in a great deal of difficulty. They have 4 wickets in hand. Nash at the start of his run-up. They have 4 wickets in hand. Vaughan facing. Martin to begin a new over. England are 6 for 81. Amazing catch.
For those of you watching at home, that's a good example of how to take a catch.
So then, that's the end of Giles. Carrick takes guard. They have 3 wickets in hand. New Zealand about to make a change in the bowling. Beautiful shot. He picked the length quickly with that one.
What a ripper! The crowd enjoyed that one.
The total is now 7 for 85. They have 3 wickets in hand. Seven for 87. Cairns at the start of his run-up. Good bowling from Cairns.
Get the ball in that corridor of uncertainty just outside the off stump. The batsman has to play it there, and you are more likely to get a wicket.
Martin to begin a new over. They have 3 wickets in hand. Martin at the start of his run-up. Short and smash for 4. That's the first boundary for Caddick. Cairns to begin a new over. Ooh, that looked quite nasty. Cairns continues. That's gone high in the air, beautifully driven through the offside.
The bowler put that right in his favourite area.
Cairns at the start of his run-up. They have 3 wickets in hand. Pushed into the gap. That's cut off by Nash. The score is now 7 for 96. Cairns to bowl to Caddick. Played into the gap. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Trouble here. Martin to begin a new over. There are only 3 wickets left now. The score is now 7 for 98. Or all the way. You really can't afford to pitch short on this track.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious game.
That moves the score into 3 figures for England. Martin to bowl to Vaughan. It was a vicious delivery.
He's bowling quickly today and has really got his tail up.
England are 7 for 104. Vaughan is now on strike. That's too full and it's been punished. The crowd were brought to their feet by that shot.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away to the boundary.
hit straight at Nash. England have taken their total on to 7 for 108. There are only 3 wickets left now. Ouch, that must have hurt.
The bowler's really giving him a hard time out there. That must have hurt.
Martin to begin a new over. Stopped by Nash. There it goes. He smashed that right out of the ground.
Another one of those, and this bowler could be out of the attack.
Shot. That is beautifully played. Well, that isn't the place to bowl at this batsman.
That was a really good shot. He looks in top form out there.
There are only 3 wickets left now. England have taken their total on to 7 for 118. Martin continues. That's 10 off the over now. The bowler really needs to keep it tighter. Cairns to bowl to Caddick. That's speeding to the boundary. Caddick moves into double figures with those runs. That is an excellent catch.
That was moving pretty quickly and he did well to cling onto it.
Caddick has gone for 10. Gough couldn't be tempted into hooking that one. Martin at the start of his run-up. Martin continues. That's straight up in the air. Crowd are giving him a great round of applause as they appreciate the importance of this knock. His 50 has come up off 49 balls. Martin to bowl to Vaughan. Cairns to begin a new over. The total is now 8 for 126.
Wait.
Hit straight to a fielder. Cairns continues. Cairns at the start of his run-up. Martin to begin a new over. Martin bowled that bouncer just perfectly.
He's bowling quickly today and has really got his tail up.
Martin at the start of his run-up. 6.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
England have taken their total on to 8 for 132. A shot. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
Well, a delivery like that really is easy pickings for any quality batsman.
Cairns to begin a new over. Stopped by Richardson. Long hop and dispatch for 4. That's the first boundary for that. They have 2 wickets in hand. We're about to see a change in the bowling. Oh. It's in the air. That was a superb placement.
It was a good shot, but the bowler shouldn't be bowling at him now.
There are only 2 wickets left now. Good bowling from McMillan. McMillan to Vaughan. There are only 2 wickets left now. There are only 2 wickets left now. England are 8 for 144. It's in the air. Off very quickly onto that one.
That was an excellent shot. Very exciting to watch.
The total is now 8 for 148. They have 2 wickets in hand. The score at T is 8 for 148. McMillan to begin a new over. There are only 2 wickets left now. They have 2 wickets in hand. Confident appeal. The umpire turned that one down, but it did look very close. It's a tough job being an umpire.
Well, Richie, that was missing leg stump in my view. Good decision by the umpire.
McMillan to Vaughan. And we have a change of bowling. Vittori to golf. Vittori to bowl to golf. They have 2 wickets in hand.
White, white, white.
Dropped. Macmillan to begin a new over. England move on to 149. Goff waiting at the striker's end. They have 2 wickets in hand. He's worked that into the gap. Collected by Cairns. Vittori to begin a new over. He's got it into the gap. They have 2 wickets in hand. A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. That takes him into double figures. Martin just picks that up inside the rope. The score is now 8 for 153. There are only 2 wickets left now. McMillan to begin a new over. There are only 2 wickets left now. Goff facing. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
That was a great shot to watch. He just leant into it and stroked it to the boundary for 4.
McMillan to bowl to Goff. McMillan continues. Vettori to begin a new over.
White.
Stopped by Bell. England are 8 for 157. That's in the stands. 6 runs. That came right off the middle of the bat.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
There are only 2 wickets left now. They have 2 wickets in hand. He looked as if he was home to me. McMillan to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they get some runs anyway. The score is now 8 for 164. Hit straight to a fielder. There are only 2 wickets left now. Vaughan is now facing. Vittori to begin a new over. There are only 2 wickets left now. There are only 2 wickets left now. Hit straight to a fielder. The fielder will cut that off. Batsmen are after 2. Fielded on the boundary by Bell. They have 2 wickets in hand. That must be close. The umpire turned that one down, but it did look very close. Oh, I felt that that wasn't out. And we have a change of bowling. That's a superb shot. That really was excellent timing.
That was beautifully played. He was well over the top of the ball.
That's cut behind square. And batsmen are after 2. The sweeper picks up. These 2 batsmen have taken the 9th wicket partnership on to 50. England have taken their total on to 8 for 172. Martin at the start of his run-up. Pushed into the gap. Vittori to begin a new over. They have 2 wickets in hand. Vittori to golf. There it goes. Steered expertly into the gap. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Fielded by Macmillan. Martin to begin a new over. There are only 2 wickets left now. Eight now for 177. Gough facing. They have 2 wickets in hand. Martin at the start of his run-up. Martin at the start of his run-up.
White, white, white.
Vaughan waiting at the striker's end. There it goes. They have 2 wickets in hand. The total is now 8 for 178. The batsman will have to run these, stopped by Knapp. They have 2 wickets in hand. Vettori at the start of his run-up. There are only 2 wickets left now. Gough is now facing. Vaughan waiting at the striker's end. Martin to bowl to Vaughan. Over pitch and smashed the four. He was onto that in a flash.
That looked like four the moment he struck.
They have 2 wickets in hand. That's a good shot. He must be starting to think of 3 figures now. Martin continues. There should be some runs here. Picked up on the boundary by Astor. It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Stopped by Nevin. Vaughan is now on strike. England have taken their total on to 8 for 189. Vittori continues. They have 2 wickets in hand. Fielded by Nevin. They have 2 wickets in hand. Vittori at the start of his run-up. Goff has now moved into the 20s. The batsman coming back for a second. Martin at the start of his run-up. England have taken their total on to 8 for 192. That's cleared the infield. Crowd are giving him a great round of applause as they appreciate the importance of this knock. That's 100 for Vaughan. Martin at the start of his run-up. Play it away with comfort. Goff facing. New Zealand are making a change in the bowling. Well taken. Well, that must have stung a bit, but he held on to it. Vaughan is finally out for 102. Everyone is standing to applaud him off the field.
He did well out there. Tailenders need to support the main batsman by making runs when they can.
The next batsman is Vaughan. They have 1 wicket in hand. It's high in the air. That's the first boundary for Vaughan. The new batsman won't face for the time being. England move on to 201. Martin at the start of his run-up. They have 1 wicket in hand. Martin at the start of his run-up. That's too short. 4 runs. You really can't afford to pitch shorter on this track.
Well, that was just a long hop and it got the full treatment.
McMillan to Vaughan. It's straight for Cairns. There are only 1 wickets left now. They have 1 wicket in hand. That is an excellent catch.
He got into great position to take that catch.
So to sum up then, New Zealand win by 30 runs.